Hi, Kay. First of all, you get a cup.
Oh, thank you.
And we got a little bottle. Now I know you said,
okay.
I know you said
Merlot, yes.
But
I would have bought some red wine glasses too.
I know, and I know the plastic cups. Listen, at least they ain't red. I used to have red Solo cups.
Oh,
so you're like
the
next
backyard
level
barbecue.
Of the game.
Do you drink Malbec?
I do.
Okay.
Malbec.
Oh, that's why you got it then.
No, I'm a red wine guy. Here's my thing.
Okay.
I actually never buy the same bottle of wine twice.
Oh.
There's so many out there that I want to try as many as possible.
Me and my friends, my friend TC and my friend Melky, two of my best friends, we went to Aurora, New York, and they have this beautiful vineyard out there. We went wine tasting for $6. We tasted a couple of wines and we just had a ball. You should try it.
I did that. Matter of fact, me and my wife did it.
Oh, nice.
We drove upstate New York and we it was one of them Finger Lakes up there we stayed on. I don't remember the name of it. And
it's beautiful up there.
I had never been up there. And I was like, dude, this is nice.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing, like $3. We just hopped around from winery to winery to wine. About 5 or 6 o'clock. We were so drunk. K Foxx, I want to welcome you to Over a Drink. Thank you for coming and hang with us. So first we toast. Tell us a little, what is the K Foxx? What's your story? Like, how did you get into the game? What's your history?
Well, I'm an arts baby. I grew up in the theater. I grew up acting, dancing, theater singing. It's just been kind of in me to perform. And so I went to Professional Performing Arts High School. I studied with Alvin Ailey Dance Theater. And I've been, I guess, following that path of being an artist ever since. My passion is dancing, but I'm a communicator. I love to be the voice of the people. So hence I'm in radio, do the morning show, The Quincy Harris. I actually started radio in North Carolina.
Okay.
After that, I got an opportunity to go to Miami. I did the night show with DJ Khaled there for like over 7 years.
Okay.
And so that was a good time. Miami was a good time. You know, that was like in the height of the whole Rick Ross and the whole surge of Miami hip hop, just resurging again, if you will.
I gotta say that, yeah, it was a resurge.
Resurge, you know, you got Trick Dad, and you got Uncle Luke,
and all of those.
You know, but then you had a resurge of that sound. And so I was there for all of that bubbling happening. And then I got an opportunity to do the morning show at Hot 97. And that was fun too. Because I grew up in New York City.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a New York baby as well, but I wasn't the artsy baby.
Okay,
like,
what were you?
I was just like the regular hood baby.
I mean,
like I know.
What part of New York?
I grew up in Queens.
Oh, okay.
So I just ran the streets. You know what I mean?
I ran the streets to some perspective too, but I had a balance. I thought, I gotta go to dance class now.
Yeah.
You know.
I played the clarinet. They had the Manpower program. So I played the clarinet for about a year. And then they got rid of the Manpower program. That was the end of my arts.
I think the arts in the school system is really important. And that's one of the things that I've actually been doing here in Philadelphia. There's a lack of arts, especially for these kids now.
100%.
So recently, I teamed up with CF Charities and my organization called Dream in Color, because it's geared towards the arts and kids in the arts. And I took 30 young ladies to go see Alvin Ailey. We went to lunch at the DoubleTree. We dined. You know, we had a great time. We bonded. We took pictures. They were between like 8 and maybe 10. You know, and they were just so precious. And just sharing that moment with them and allowing them to go see Alvin Ailey at this stage of their development was just a really honor to share with them.
For me, Alvin Ailey I knew was a big deal, but it felt like it was all the way up there. Even though I was in New York and I knew about it, it just seemed untouchable. For you to reach back and to show people, like, and show young girls, like, nah, this is like something you could really do, you could really have, this could be part of your life if you want it to be.
Exactly, it's attainable. The next project that I'm working on, along with CF Charities, is the K Foxx Princess Project.
The K Foxx
Princess Project. It's geared towards the prom. The prom is expensive.
Yes.
It's expensive. And I'm just like, what about the kids that can't afford it? What about the kids that can't ball out?
And it's a show.
It's a show, you know? So, and what about the kids that are academically doing a great job, but they're not getting...
don't have the resources to show off at prom time.
Exactly. Hence the K Foxx Princess Project.
So what does that entail, the Princess Project?
So we're getting them dresses. for the prom: shoes, hair, makeup, the whole shebang, limo rides. I'm gonna pick 5 young ladies to make that happen.
You were honored just recently. The what is it?
Women of Style and Substance. Yes, shouts out to Joan Shep and Deanna Williams and all of the other young ladies that were there that attended the event. And this is my first year here, so it feels good to be inducted into that class. There were 19 women that were honored, and I was one of the 19 women. And it just feels good to be recognized on that level, along with some other women that were doing phenomenal things.
And now you've been in the world for a little while,
okay,
right? I'm trying to easy into it, right? I Googled you earlier, right? I was like, wow, I didn't realize she was right there with me.
No!
In all your traveling and all that you've got to see, and like, what were some of the best experiences, people you've had an opportunity to meet and work with?
Well, one, I mean, I've got to say Quincy Harris. I mean, he's just so much fun to work with. He's a professional. He understands what the big picture is about. Khaled was definitely somebody that I learned from as well. I mean, he's a workaholic. Like, his work ethic is out of the roof, hence where he is now. Karen Vaughn, when I was in Miami, I used to actually work with Karen Vaughn, who works with Radio 1, and she's one of the reasons why I'm here. Especially being a woman in media, I definitely learned a lot from her as well.
What made you think you could do radio?
I've been told that I have a personality, and I think that once you do have somewhat of a personality and you can articulate yourself, I guess those are both great things.
You need both of them,
right?
You can have a personality and can't talk.
Yeah, and I have a curious mind. I can have a conversation with anybody from any walk of life, and I'm a student of life too. So I like to learn and I like to engage, and I'm not afraid to kind of ask the tough questions.
What else would you like to put on the K Foxx resume? One
of the next things that I'm doing is focusing on women in sports. Because I think that now it's just like I am woman, hear me roar time. And it's important to see young girls, or it's important to see women. It's important for young girls to see women that are doing things that look like me. So the next thing that I'm doing is taking a whole bunch of young girls that are involved in sports to a Sixers game. I mean, even little things like that, just so you get exposed and you have that knowledge of where you could be, and seeing people that are doing things that you want to do. You have to be around it. You have to be around people that nurture your talents.
I had this conversation with my daughter one time. She was watching something on TV, and it was just like young black girls acting a fool. Right, and we up in the suburbs, and I said to her, why do you watch this? And she said, because it's entertaining. I said, why is the only black woman on the show acting a fool? She says, and she was very young at the time, she says, well, that's how they act. And I said, your mother's black, does she act like that? She says, no. I said, your aunts are black, do they act like that? She says, no. I said, your cousins are black, do they act like that? She says, no. I said, so how many black women do you know that behave like that one that's on TV? And she paused for a second and she said, none. But the image that they give us so often.
I was on a reality show for like a season when I was in New York. It was called The Gossip Game on VH1. When we got pitched the show, it's basically about women that are in the entertainment industry and the struggles that you go through, or finding that next interview, or landing that next gig. You know, how competitive it is in the industry. But then it ended up being about like us arguing with each other. So after that season, and they tried to pit me to do certain things, I was like, you know what? Maybe the reality show route is not where I want to go, because the way that I had this thing, I carried myself well, but they force you to be in certain positions where you do want to curse somebody out, and they take you outside of your character. That's why I'm so glad you do have actors and actresses that look like us, that are getting better roles, that portray other people other than buffoons.
Because it is women's time right now. I'd like to think it's not because of the Me Too
that has something to do with it,
but it does play a huge part right now, and women are just in places you've never seen them before, doing things that you didn't see them doing.
I think that we were always there, we just never got recognized, we never got to pay for it, and we didn't have a voice, but we were always there.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Y'all were there, it just, the light wasn't shining on y'all in the manner that it should have been, and that it is now. So, I'm running out of questions, and you drink slower than me.
Okay, well, I was just trying to be modest, like, okay, it's the middle of the day, so
I know.
I don't want to be that day drinker.
Because the show ends when the drink is gone.
Oh, okay.
If you drink slow, you force me to keep coming up with stuff to talk about.
Well, the wine is nice. It just makes you ease into it.
I know, okay.
Yeah.
It's the end of the day, man.
Okay.
This thing could only run like 10 minutes. Like, oh, you ain't gonna
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity and this platform to have a drink with you, because when you do share a drink with someone, you develop a trust with them.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I appreciate you giving me a couple minutes of your time to take out of your time with your mother, which is huge. So definitely thank you, Mom, for sparing a couple minutes of your birthday month and sharing your daughter with me for a couple minutes. And Kay, we're going to finish this drink. We're going to wrap this one up.
Okay. Cheers.
Thanks for coming out. Over drink. That's how we do it, Kay.
Thanks.
Boom. Mom can have a drink too.
I guess so.
We can get you a cup, Mom. And I'm sorry
taking
that
a
I gotta
picture?
give it to you out of a plastic cup, Mom, but that's all I got.
I said, I know she's going to say something about the cup.
And that's okay. I'm not offended that she says
I
something.
raised the princess.
You did raise, and you know what? I'm raising 2 of them, and they're killing me.